Hello everybody, I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, but we've been so busy over the last 10 months. Moved our youngest son into his first home, I got shingles in my eye, and then we all got COVID over Christmas. As soon as we got back on our feet, we started decorating my mum's bungalow so we could move into that when our house had sold. But we weren't just happy with painting walls, we had to knock down walls and widen door frames. And we put in downlighters, we put in laminate floor, we cleaned up all the radiators in the house, painted doors. We even painted the room that the doors were painted in. So as soon as we got it straight, our house sold. We had to pack up our lives, 23 years, and downsize our 5-bedroomed house to a 2-bedroom bungalow. And then we had to move our daughter and her partner into their first home and help them decorate, of course. And then we helped our eldest son move into his first home with his fiancée. And just a month later, we completed on the house of our dreams. So we had to pack up all our stuff and move again. And to top it off, my mum loved what we'd done at the bungalow so much that she asked if she could move back in. So we had to sort out a new kitchen for her and move all her stuff back into the bungalow. You think it would have been easier once we've moved, but it was only 2 months to my son's wedding. I'd got nothing to wear. I needed to alter bridesmaids' dresses and make some curtains for all the bare windows that we got in our new house. So I quickly set up my sewing room and started making blinds and curtains whilst looking for an outfit for my son's wedding. I saw this dress from a company called Rotito, but they were based in the US, so I ordered it, hoping it would come in time first of all and it would be perfect for the wedding. Sadly, I was not impressed with the dress at all, and it was one of those bad prom dress moments for me. But I was still buying fabrics and hoping something would inspire me, and then I came across this fabric from Amazon, and when I ordered the sample I realised they came in a multiple of colours, and ordered this one in the grey. And it just immediately came to me the idea of what I wanted to wear to my son's wedding. So here it is, a sage green dress with a tulle overlay. I struggled at first to find the colour for the underneath fabric, but found this sage green lining in my local market. And then I had to go on to choosing the pattern I was going to use. I'd gone through all my Lutterloh patterns and pulled out all of the full skirts. The nice thing is there's plenty to choose from and they all vary in the fullness of the skirt, so I knew I was going to get something that would suit my needs. I decided to use pattern 210 from the 2018 Lutterloh supplements. Used some old fabric I had and cut out a sample. This looks great, but it's a little bit fuller than I wanted. It's actually an outdoor wedding, so I didn't want to be fighting with a really full skirt on the day. So next I decided to make pattern 213 from the 2017 supplements. With this skirt being a little bit smaller, I could fit it on my cutting table. I just needed to extend out the sides to get the desired length. And in fact used the first pattern sample to cut out the second pattern sample. Did I mention how much I love my new home? So here's skirt number 2, and as you can see it's a lot less full and I think just right, just what I'm looking for. So I continue drafting out the top section of this pattern because I think I can use it to create my design. I check all the side seams line up and I make a sample of it. I also remember to add 5 centimeters to the bodice because my body length is a little bit longer. And here are the two parts together. It's really taking shape now. I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to start cutting out in my best fabric. I started by sewing the skirt panels together, but leaving one of the seams open, the left hand seam, so I could sew an invisible zip in. As soon as I put it on just to try it, I realised that the lining material that I had was pretty much see-through, so I had to cut another skirt out in some thicker fabric, so basically you couldn't see through the dress. Next I focused on ruching the waistband, but actually when I'd finished it, and it took quite a lot of time, I decided I didn't like it because it actually changed the colour of the tulle when it was ruched together. So I went back to a single layer on the waistband. Next I sewed the bodice and interlining panels together, then got my husband to cut the final skirt length for me so I could then lay the tulle on top and match the pattern pieces on the tulle. I wanted the red flowers to show right at the foot of the hem. I couldn't do this by laying it on the pattern. Sewed all the tulle skirt pattern pieces together and then disaster struck. The Velcro on my pin cushion, which is around my wrist, stuck to the tulle. So I had an hour lifting each individual Velcro hook up so I could dislodge the tulle underneath it. Next I attached the invisible zip, but I can only do this at the side seam because I want to tuck some of the tulle over my shoulders and attach that under the bust. For the tulle I talked about to go over my shoulder, I'm using a pattern I sewed at Christmas, which is pattern number 175 from the 2008 supplements. What I'm going to do is just expand it a little bit so it's got a bit more fullness, and then I'm going to drape the tulle over my shoulders, and that's going to be tucked into the bust line and then sewn down. As always, I try and make a sample just to check and see it looks right against all the other pattern pieces. I stitch my final tulle overlay together, and then I can tuck that under the bust line and sew it into the seam.